Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Legislator Frost,
Here.
Legislator Calamus,
Here.
Legislator Mosher. Here. Legislator Leindecker,
Here.
Legislator Nortz,
Here.
Legislator Moorhan. Here. Legislator Leviker,
Here.
Legislator Osborne,
Here.
Legislator Nellenbach,
Here.
and Legislator Dahlhoff.
Here. Would everyone please stand for the invocation and pledge, and Legislator Calamus will lead us in the invocation, please.
Thank you. Heavenly Father, we thank you again for the opportunity to serve the people of Lewis County. Guide us with your spirit in our decisions. And as we approach Christmas Day, the birth of your Son, please give us blessings on all, especially the people that may have lost loved ones that are sick, the unfortunate, and the lonely. And we ask this in your name. Amen.
This morning we have 3 public hearings that I would like to open. First one being proposed addition of approximately 1.6 miles of a multi-use trail to the Lewis County OHV trail system. Second one, proposed addition of 0.19 miles of a multi-use trail to the Lewis County OHV trail system. Number 3, a local law permitting all-terrain vehicle off-highway vehicle operation on approximately 0.6 miles of a certain portion of County Road 42, otherwise known as the Branningham Road in the town of Gregg, to connect the existing OHV trail system from county property near the north-south road to and through the Raven Acres Michael E. Dahlhoff property. So, is there anyone that would like to comment on any of those proposed issues? Being no interest, we'll move to approve the November 26th and December 3rd board meeting minutes. If there are no amendments, they stand approved. Privilege of the floor. Is there anyone that would like to offer any comments? Any subject in general? Okay, we'll move to report of the Finance and Rules Committee per Rule 6. Cassandra, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Finance and Rules Committee has met, and they recommend to waive rules to act upon late resolutions.
Motion to move it, Herb, second by Vince. Any discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries. Clerk of the board reports, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, but I do not have anything to report.
We'll move to standing committee reports and start with Finance and Rules Committee with Legislator Osborne.
The only thing I have today is to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That's all I've got, Mr. Chairman.
You thought that's all you had.
We do have a late edition. I make a motion to move to authorize a change order in the amount of $17,600 to the contract for Bronze Contracting to provide and install roof shoring at the former Lions Falls School in order to secure the roof for repairs and replacement. The additional funds for this change order are covered under the grant for this remediation project. I make that a motion.
I have a second. Herb, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
I think.
You did check with Joe. Any questions for Tom? If not, we'll move to General Services with Legislator Moorhan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have nothing to report. Merry Christmas, everyone. unless Mrs. Santa's pulling something out of her bag over there. No, no? Okay, thank you.
Any questions for Andrea? If not, we'll move to Human Services Committee with Legislator Moser.
Mr. Chairman, I also have nothing to contribute other than also Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Any questions for Jessica? If not, we'll move to Legislator Nortz, who's our board rep on the Hospital Board of Managers.
I don't want to break the trend, so I have nothing also to report. Also, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Thank you. Jerry, you have anything okay? Thank you. County Manager report.
I have to break the trend. I have two things. First of all, yesterday, the county department heads had a basket raffle here. It was very successful. They raised $1,912. That money will be divided between the food pantry and the Renee Beyer Fund. It was very generous. Each department donated a basket, and then all of the county employees bought tickets for those baskets. So a great event, and we appreciate the support. Tom Osborne had come down, Larry had come down and supported it, and it was just a fun, festive time. So something that we look forward to doing. And then the other thing, just to kind of prep you guys for January, we've kind of tried to keep December really light. January, we're going to start out strong. So at the committee meetings, we're going to start setting legislative goals. That will be our main focus at the January committee meetings is talking with all of you at your committees about those legislative goals. And before all of the committee meetings, we're going to have kind of a little bit of a presentation about goal setting. One of the things we want to try to do is make sure that those goals are actionable. Who's responsible for making them happen? How long are we going to give that, a time duration? We want to make sure that we have a really productive year next year. So start thinking about your goals for 2025, and we'll get to that at your committee meetings. Thank you.
Questions for Tim? Thank you, Tim. We'll move to the County Treasurer report.
I do not have any report today.
Do you have any questions for Eric? Not, we'll move to report of the Financial Rules Committee per Rule 7, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Finance and Rules Committee reports that they have examined the claims presented for payment in the total amount of $1,650,280.21 and recommend that they be audited and allowed for the amounts claimed.
Need a motion? Tom Kalmus, second by Herb. Any discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? That carries. Okay, we're back to the public hearings. Is there anyone that would like to comment on any of these three? See any interest? So at this point, we will close the public hearings and begin the resolutions. Resolution number 270 is being withdrawn. So the consent resolutions, the individual resolutions that we're going to poll vote on separately are 258, 278, 279, 280, 286, 287, 288, and 289.
We also have 268 and 269.
268, 269. Anyone have any others that they'd like to pull? I'm not sure what's left. So, barring those, would someone like to make a motion to move the rest of the packet forward as a consent resolutions? Moved by Herb. Do I have a second? Andrea, any discussion? All in favor? Anyone opposed? And the consent packet passes.
Mr. Chairman, I do have one thing. Legislator Nortz just pointed this out to me. Resolution 271 says Lisa Verkler.
Yes, that's a typographical error that will change.
back to 258.
258 is auditing and allowing claims in the amount of $1,650,280.21.
Moved by Josh, second by Tom Helmus. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I just have to recuse myself from this vote because there's checks payable to me and upon vouchers that I approved.
Please note that for Jessica. This is a roll call.
Legislator Osborne,
Yes.
Legislator Nortz,
Yes.
Legislator Nellenbach,
Yes.
Legislator Calamus,
Yes.
Legislator Levaker,
Yes.
Legislator Mosier abstains, Legislator Moorhan,
Yes,
Legislator Lindecker,
Yes.
Legislator Frost,
Yes.
and Legislator Dahlhoff.
Yes.
Resolution number 268 is a resolution reappointing Democratic Commissioner of Elections, Lindsay Burris.
I'd like to move that. Jessica, second by Tom Osborne. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to recuse myself from this vote because of my connections to the Board of Elections.
Okay, please note that for Legislator Nortz. Other than that, all in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries.
Resolution 269 is a resolution reappointing the Republican Commissioner of Elections, that being Ann M. Nortz.
Tom Osborne moves it, second by Andrea. Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to recuse myself because this is my connection to the Board of Elections.
Please note that for Legislator Nortz. That, all in favor? Anyone opposed? Carries.
278 is a resolution authorizing the Planning and Community Development Department to submit a +1 ADU program funding application to New York State Homes and Community Renewal.
Moved by someone, Vinnie Nortz, second by Herb. Discussion. All in favor?
Is this,
Whoops, sorry.
is this allowing two houses on the same piece of property, basically?
Cass, would you like to comment on that, please?
So an accessory dwelling unit could be another dwelling on a property. So say you have a house and you have a garage that maybe is not used. An ADU is simply giving you the ability to renovate that garage into another dwelling. It really, the zoning needs to support that. Zoning does sometimes play a role in whether or not an ADU is allowed. But yes, it's another creative way to increase housing without creating a large apartment complexes and allowing people to use structures that are already on their properties. So yes, essentially it could be two dwellings on one property.
Against our codes, I mean,
It's against the codes, but we probably would have to change zoning and some.
It depends on if it's an allowed use by the municipal zoning laws. Yes.
like at Karen, I'm allowed to put one cabin on my property because I own 600 feet of road frontage. Do I have to have 1,200 feet to do this or no?
It depends on their zoning, and I can look through that. I'm not sure if Turn's zoning laws have been updated to allow accessory dwelling units or not, but there are several municipalities that have allowed accessory dwelling units.
Bessie, is this also for in-law apartments built onto an existing structure?
It could be. There's a lot of different ways that accessory dwelling units can be incorporated into an existing structure, or if even a detached structure that's just not used can be transformed into a dwelling.
Of course, they're all subject to having to be properly permitted and
100%.
complying with the zone. So this does not provide for anybody to do something
That's not
outside
regulated.
of what the
That's correct.
town or the municipality requires.
That's correct.
will it have its own electrical entrance and stuff, or is it gonna be tied into the one existing? Because as soon as you do that, if you have two on one piece of property, National Grid will see the other one as being commercial. And
It-
we'll pay a lot more.
That's a stipulation that we can work on with codes and with the local zoning officer. Because again, some municipalities do not allow accessory dwelling units, period, for a lot of the reasons that you're bringing up. So I'd be happy to work through the zoning laws with you, but again, we wouldn't be able to accept any applications who we would be working with through Snowbelt Housing for this grant. We would apply for the grant and they would be the subrecipient, similar to how our CDBG programs work now. So they would be managing that, and they think that they can safely manage 4 ADU projects if this funding is awarded. But I would be happy to answer any of the zoning and code questions if you have that.
Any other questions for Cassie? Thank you. Any other discussion on this? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Joe Barry opposed, and the motion resolution carries.
Resolution 279 is a resolution to set public hearing for public input with reference to community development block grant funding.
Would like to move that, please? Jessica, second by Josh. Discussion. Favor? Anyone opposed? Carries.
Resolution number 280 is a resolution appropriating grant funds and authorizing distribution of same to public defense providers.
Moved by Andrea, second by Vince. Discussion.
I just wanted to add that this is money that we received via a grant from New York State. So the way it's being funded is it's going from the state to the county and then to the applicable agencies. It's not coming out of the county funds at all. And because there is a portion going to my firm as assigned counsel, I have to recuse myself from this vote.
Any other comments? All in favor? Anyone opposed? And show Jessica recusing herself, please.
Resolution 286, and that is a resolution regarding seeker review of the addition of 0.19 miles of new trail into the Lewis County Trail System and declaring no significant impact. And this is the Michael Dahlhoff property.
Someone like to move that? Tom Osborne, second by Jeff. Discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? I'll need to recuse myself on that as well, and the resolution carries.
Resolution number 287 is resolution to add 0.19 miles of new trail to the Lewis County Trail System regarding the Michael Dahlhoff property.
Moved by Andrea, I have second. Herb, discussion. All in favor? Anyone opposed? Joe Barry opposed, and I will need to recuse myself on this as well. And the resolution carries.
Resolution number 288 is a resolution adopting and otherwise treating local law number 5-2024.
Moved by Andrea, do I have a second? Vince, discussion. This is a roll call.
Legislator Calamus,
Yes.
Legislator Lindecker,
Yes.
Legislator Morahan,
Yes.
Legislator Nellenbach,
Yes.
Legislator Frost,
Yes.
Legislator Mosier,
Yes.
Legislator Nortz,
Yes.
Legislator Leviker,
Yes.
Legislator Osborne,
Yes.
and Legislator Dahlhoff.
I'll need to recuse myself, please. And the resolution carries.
And the final one is resolution number 289, which is a resolution authorizing a 5-year agreement between the County of Lewis and United Radio for maintenance of the public safety radio system for the emergency communications system.
Would like to move that, please? Tom Kelmus, second by Tom Osborne. Discussion.
Is it possible to get a copy of the contract of the tower work? I think I have a copy of the RFP. And the question was, it looked like they did more physical stuff? And I'm just wondering if they test I'm gonna get techie here, the SWR of the hard line and the antenna.
I'm
Because-
sure we can get that for you,
Okay.
Tom. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That carries. That is the end of the resolutions. Other business, we will be caucusing at Mike Young's office immediately following this meeting. And after that, the Christmas party at the 1812 house starts at 11:30. Looks like we need an executive session on labor negotiations. Someone would like to move that. Josh, second by Andrea. All in favor? Anyone opposed? We will go into executive session.